we have some very classic maps here, ones that have been in the back pool for a very long time already. Shooting Star is one of those. And we're starting our semi-final number 1 with a Mortis pick on Shooting Star. That's something we've seen, I think, in all of 2025, but in this day and age, with the buffies out, definitely makes a lot of sense, Kenny.
What a world. Mortis first overall pick in the most historic open-range map. It's just insane. I mean, it just goes to show how good players feel Mortis is, because it's not an easy brawler to play either. I mean, for folks at home, it's definitely one of the harder ones at a higher level of something like ranked to excel with. But our pro players are just that confident. Nani on that left-hand side, one of the oldest sharpshooters in the game. It is the sharpshooter that counters sharpshooters. So it makes sense why it's an early pickup, especially when you see brawlers like Angelo, Pierce, RT, Bell out of the way. It just makes too much sense to grab.
Yeah, they're going to go with an Ollie over the other side as well for CMM. That kind of aggression to balance it out against the Mortis, have that capability of turning the game back around. I think it's something that's quite smart. Listen, across East Asia yesterday, I was like heavily critiquing these super aggressive compositions. We saw like a Byron, Mina, Frank, and just run it down. Not a fan of that, and to be honest, I prefer a more long-range matchup on Shooting Star, but this is clearly what works. The Mortis first pick, it's a bold one, but I do believe that Fut Esports have got the players capable of making it work.
Byron or Gus maybe to support that Mortis. Gus it is. In the end, you can always give him the shield, so Mortis, Guesty, if he does play him in the end, can dive in and go even more aggressive without risking his own life. Now last pick for Fut Esports. They probably will play Mortis in mid here, can easily pick up that. Okay, it's both of the brawlers I mentioned. We're really good at drafting today, Kenny. Maybe it's just because EMEA is drafting more like we expected them to. East Asia yesterday showed us some brawlers that we did not expect at all. Charlie, for example, I did not have on my radar at all. We've only seen her once today, I believe, in EMEA.
I was with you. At bare minimum, I expected 1 of 2 of the brawlers, but this is so different than what we're used to seeing in terms of logic going into draft strategy. For a really long time, you pick your support brawler first, and then if you can get it, if you can make it work, then you can grab your aggressive brawler. That's not what Fut Esports do. They are so willing to pick Mortis that they're willing to grab him first. Even if CMM grab Gus and Byron, they're still willing to take that chance. I love the chessboard going down in our Brawl Stars world right now.
To be fair, even though it was a Mortis first pick, we did not have any counters on the side of CMM really. So let's see how things are going to go down here. Semi-final number 1. We have a lot more Brawl Stars action for you today. And we're starting things out with Fut versus CMM.
Yeah, ready for a good game here. CMM need to live up to that expectation from the first quarterfinal, because you've taken down SK Gaming, you're going to be on top of the world. And I don't think they're going to come into this one with masses and masses of confidence. As I can't remember which one of you said it, but they were expected to go out in the quarterfinals, to be honest with you. So I don't know how much they'll have scrimmed for this moment.
Either way, still something to celebrate tonight, but it would feel a lot sweeter if they got a victory over SK Gaming and Fut Esports. Now the red roster applying pressure. CMM having to deal with 3 brawlers in their spawn. Ollie branching out of desperation. Angel Boy shuts him down. Guesty in, out. A wasted super there on the bottom left-hand side just to preserve their life, but the Fut onslaught still going.
Yeah, I loved how good that splash was on the right-hand side as well from Angel Boy. Managed to get 1 down and 1 half health, which kind of relieved a bit of the pressure for Guesty to stay in these aggressive moments. Got 2 of them one-shot now. Surely Gus just focuses down rather than trying to save his teammate who's so low on stars, and he's going to miss that. This is going to be a massive team wipe again for the side of Fut Esports. It's 16-3. Can't say this isn't how we expected it to go, but not this heavily.
The slow reload speed of Ollie really came back to bite him. A trade there is definitely tough when you use a gadget super combination. And on the other end, Angel Boy gets to respawn with a super and a hyper charge if he really wants it. Nob is looking to shut this game down early. Now rotating to that right-hand side. Remika falls. 2v2 situation. Guesty once again baits out the super. Look at the patience coming through out of the young man. Beautifully played. That's as dominant of a game 1 showing as you can get.
Yeah, this team is genuinely just incredible. Like the plays they made there, the Byron support, the 2 aggressive brawlers. Listen, they're playing Gus as kind of like a brawler who's running people down. That's how much of a good position that the Guesty's getting them into with his aggression on this Mortis, getting them low, letting the Gus finish off kills, and not have to play as that sharpshooter. You want to get up close and personal to these to the Piper, and occasionally the Nanny, depending on how much ammo.
I usually don't have regrets on predictions. You know, it's all fun and games, but this is one that I will. I mean, when I watched Fut Esports, I genuinely noted that this looks like one of the best teams out there, but I was overly nervous about Guesty in his debut. debut, and now he's rocking the Mortis, the hardest brawler to play on this comp, and he looks like a champ. He's been unfazed today, and even in the interview when I was chatting with him, said he was nervous. Hasn't shown one bit. Instead, he's a star playmaker for his team.
I mean, he's just following Dekai around, and Dekai needs to use his jump to get away, but he just baits it. He doesn't go in when he knows he's got super. I mean, that's a nice hypnotize there, but guess he might still be able to get something back from this. Nobody respawning. And a missed shot as well there from Kello. Maybe his nerves are starting to show a little bit more, and this is still in a good position for CMM. But as I'm saying that, some great connections from Nob will flip the game.
No weak points on this Fut Esports comp right now. Guesty diving in, rotates between a few. Oh, look at the perfectly timed gadget. What a creative way to deal with that. Unfortunately, won't be able to stick around. 310 HP. The Nani Peep coming in. Byron, he's one tap away. Great game awareness. And now Fut Esports, with a lead, are able to retreat if they want it. Instead, though, they're not moving a muscle. They're sending Guesty right back in there.
Yeah, I think it's smart to try and keep the Nannies, the Pipers back in spawn, but Guesty might have overcommitted here and still in the lead. But he does go down. I think he's got his hyper charge to go along with it as well when he comes back up. But they've got to be cautious now. They had like a 15-star lead in the previous one, and they could go over aggressive, but you don't want to sell this game.
Piper and Nani are going to have to be some either super sharpshooters or going to have to find more value out of Ollie. Instead, it's
where did they go?
With a team wipe. Down goes CMM. What a disappearance.
Where did they go? They all just disappeared. I was like, they were all on the map, and then all of a sudden they weren't. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still close. There's 3 stars in it, regardless of some great plays from Guesty on the right side. Remika coming up now as well. Hypercharge being used, needs to make use of this. And Guesty's actually going to miss it, but he's going really aggressive now, trying to get the kill. Big turnarounds up top. Hypercharge is there from Kello, but it's not going to be enough. And some great plays from Fut Esports will keep them ahead. It was a bit more sketchy, don't get me wrong. I thought that maybe could have flipped. They were slightly overconfident, but I think that confidence is warranted after that first.
All went according to plan. I think it was really smart, actually, to send Guesty down, knowing he had a guaranteed kill because Nani's a sitting duck. It's going to be rearing that peep just in the driver's seat, but as a result, can't make regular shots. So if Mortis gets the kill, now they boost themselves up to 3 stars, and then in terms of bounty map, they're in a really safe position because nobody's in striking distance of that Mortis. Guesty, though, I think we talked about it earlier, but Angel Boy was definitely a big playmaker in that first match. This time, though, they're tasking Guesty with a tall order. He gets a double kill there. Some team wipes go down, as we call it, a disappearing act for CMM. I like that they put up more of a fight in that game number 2. Clearly, they've got some legs in them. But doing it twice in a row, beating somebody like SK, and then Fut on top of that, I mean, you can see it there. The kill count, just not even close.
Nob with 8 is absolutely massive from him. Guesty being the aggressor with 6, clearly. And it's a lot of DPS coming out of the Mortis, I can't lie. Usually you see a little bit of DPS here and there. Yeah, you'll have some kills, but the DPS will usually be low. Angel Boy doing his role, 2 kills. Who cares if he's healing up the rest of his teammates and keeping them alive?
One aggressor on either side. The Mortis comes out on top here with 6 versus the 3 kills on Ollie on the other side. Now we are on double swoosh, a very bushy map that could feature some of those close range assassins, tanks, or maybe a Shelly. Again, Kenny.
Absolutely. Definitely a fun map to watch. I think Gym Grab just in general right now has been all over the place. In East Asia, it was just staggering to me how many different kinds of compositions we had. In the ban stage, a double Sandy ban. Poco's somebody that we were kind of keeping our eye out for today. Was somebody that didn't show up in East Asia like I thought it would in EMEA. Thought it would be a little bit more of a factor. Tara is a first overall pick. That is a surprise to me.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's, you know my love of the brawler, but I think in general on this map it can do really well. Janet going to come over the other side as well. I think with the drop the base can be very solid, scouting out a lot or just jumping away, keeping that extra line of defense against the aggressors you come to expect on this map. Ban-wise, still very solid across both ways. And yeah, you know how much I love the Tara. I'm never going to complain about that one.
Mortis left open, could be picked up here by CMM. They already have their mid-pick Janet that can always just fly out of harm's way. A brawler that we haven't seen in a very long time. I feel like she kind of got replaced by the likes of Gus, the Sandys, yeah, a lot of other mid-brawlers to carry the gems. Ellie's gonna come in instead. No Mortis, but also a very aggressive brawler. Tara, actually, you said you were surprised, Kenny. She's the most picked brawler in EMEA over the course of the last 2 weeks. Alongside Otis, Sandy, Spike, all of those have been banned out. And finally, we have that Mortis I was talking about. He's just so strong in the current meta. I'm actually surprised to see him slide through the ban phase.
Surprised in the sense that it was a first overall pick. I think Tara makes sense, but especially in the world where we were on Shooting Star and we just saw Mortis be the first overall selection, I'm just kind of now conditioning my brain to think the other way around. A lot of
anything can,
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I mean, Tara is somebody in Gym Grab historically that has a wing condition.
Anything can happen.
Anything.
Never mind, Chester.
Listen, I love a Chester. I don't know what you guys are laughing about, mate. Listen, this brawler, I think it's very solid. You know, it does depend heavily in the right situations. You can make a play, or you can end up with some slowing when you need a stun or a massive bomb to drop down. It has its moments, it really does. Up close and personal with quite a lot of the brawlers, that 5 spray of shots can do a lot of damage.
Sure, Chester's great, but we haven't seen him once so far, and that probably for a reason. We'll see how well CMM do. I think that's something we see from those younger rosters in general. Either a super surprising pick, because it's one of their comfort brawlers, or they just go with pure meta, and CMM dares to be a bit different today, Ken.
Janet going to be a traditional mid, but it's Nob who gets the early takedown. It's because Guesty is putting so much pressure, and the Assassin 1v1, the young prodigy, getting a big victory on that right-hand side. Meanwhile, Chester working from the distance, hiding in that grass. Not unusual in the past to see Chester, but to y'all's point, it's definitely a brawler that you don't see as often. It is an anti-tank feature, has a shot that fans out, so good for vision. A lot to like, but definitely more traditional options on the Fut Esports side and our modern Brawl Stars.
Yeah, well, it's Psychic Enhancer coming in here as well. They're not going to have the support from beyond, which I think is probably because Janet can just wipe them out in a single shot, to be honest with you, and just try to fend off this attack now as Remika's still coming forwards. Guess he's trying to do the same on the other side, but unfortunately he can jump and fly away, so he's going to be in safe space at the moment. Now going in, though, choosing to try and take this on again, but Remika with some great defensive capabilities.
Each side has brawlers that have the opportunity to fly away, whether it be a Crow super or a Janet jump, like you mentioned, or of course with her super can also jetpack away. Something that at a pro level you'll especially see. They want those gym carriers to be safe. You don't want to put it in somebody like Guessy's hands. You'd rather have the gyms than the other team, but at the same time, you don't want to put yourself in a vulnerable spot.
Well, Nob's just going straight for it, puts himself in the middle of 3 and uses the jump to get away. I think he thinks that he's going to have another one before he's going to be put in harm's way towards the end of the game. Tara super available here as well. Just need to find this Chester, and that's exactly what Nob's done for him. Angel Boy just waiting in the wings. Doesn't want to pick this jump to bait now. Going in, think he's going to have the jump, but I think that means Guesty might be able to go for him. Actually thinks better of it, and not the best of plays from Fut Esports. It would have worked very well if he was that little bit closer.
Kello with just great awareness. Jumps away. Wastes so much utility and positioning out of Fut Esports. Now he's rotating up. Must be close to cycling in that gadget, because otherwise they would never dare to make that move. Guesty lurks, right-hand side. Now at the top of the map, Ali getting frisky. A jump away from Nob with low HP as a double kill goes down. Guesty looking for more. Kello has to be careful, needs to pop this in just the nick of time. Will hold on to 9 gems.
Guesty almost going down here, but does survive. Good kills up top, and it's the 1 gem lead. Guesty wants to go in for this one, actually doesn't grab it, and Dekai will get the kill. That's going to be enough to keep this count until the end. Big plays coming out of CMM, wanting to equalize this. Here's the hypercharge super from the Chester, and that should be enough, as the Mortis can't get there in time. Throws out a super and a gadget, but it's not quite there. Nice stuff from CMM. Good bounce back. They had their moments in that game, and it could have gone very differently if they just had kind of pulled off that Tara Mortis play.
CMM claim a game, and I think it's largely due to Janet just having the ball in her hands. Every time that she was about to lose those gyms, always had a gadget at a perfect time. Saved those supers for the proper moments. That's what you have to do. Janet is not here to get kills. She's going to leave that to Ali, the aggressive brawler, and somebody like Chester who's going to climb up this left-hand side. Kello's just going to have to sit back, relax, get the damage where he can. Some vision is nice every once in a while, too, with the Janet shot. But other than that, you just need to be the safe harbor for those gyms.
Yeah, well, pretty close at the start at the moment, but this Ali kind of lurking in the bush is just stopping everything from happening. I'm going to guess Mortis is in the back line here as well. Guesty trying to get the job done, and actually I think does there as well. Good kill from Remika on the flip side, but has to jump away whilst he's got this gem. Doesn't want to overcommit.
Kello's still holding on to gyms. Ali has 1 in hand, so it's going to be difficult to kind of task with that. It's only 1 gym compared to something like 4, so I still think you put foot on the gas pedal a little bit. Guesty looking for it, though. Going to be on the bottom right-hand side. Swoops in. Now Kello feeling pressure from multiple angles. Chester just trying to maneuver up this left-hand side, work around the corner. Not doing a great job. One of the benefits of Crow, every time he lands a tag, free vision in those bushes.
Well, Remika going in bits here, trying to find this Tara, who he will, and he'll just do 2 shots and get the kill there. Guesty with another kill in the backlines as well. Still pretty even. It's just trade after trade after trade. Still got his flight, but he doesn't see the gadget coming, and Guesty turns the game on its head brilliantly. I think they've had just about enough of this Janet getting away.
Nicely done. Guesty smacks him with a shovel. Now has to juke all the incoming bombs coming from Kello, who drops down. Super makes the connection. Angel Boy safely escorts Mortis to the back line, and Fut Esports will tie things up. This time, they were able to execute those plays. Janet wasn't so lucky. Wasn't always an opportunity to use those supers and waste those gadgets, those really good stuff from Fut. That's the game plan they have to find. As long as they get 1 kill on Janet, and they do it with enough time on the clock to grab those gems and walk away, they're probably going to be in good shape.
Yeah, they've been having a real hard time doing just that, though, and that's the issue. Janet always got a jump, always got the flight, and can't seem to bring her down, but a little surprise shovel from Gesty managed to get the job done in that one. Now, Rebecca, as always, jumping forwards. He wants him outside the bush, and Gesty will win that 1v1.
That's a big start for them, too. Having pressure early on makes Kello look all direct. It's harder to charge that super if you're not landing shots. The good news for Janet is, if Mortis is pushing you, especially if you help from somebody like Chester who can shut him down, you're getting those free tags, and that's exactly what you need to charge that super. If you have that super, the gyms are safe.
Well, they've scouted him out well there, but haven't managed to stay alive. The jump coming through, and Angel Boy just about picks up the kill. Gesty might be able to do the same on the other side here as he lands, but he chooses to just wait, as Takai still there, ready to take on this battle. Now, Angel Boy was in good position on the left-hand side, will get the kill, and Gesty will pick up the right-hand side as well as he trickles down on the left. Full control to Fut, and a big gem lead.
Great positioning, and now Angel Boy hiding in this grass. Does have a super available. Takai, of course, can scout from the distance. All those shots will sprinkle out. Fanning similar to Tara, so easy to get a scouting report. Easy takedown, though, for Angel Boy. All he had to do was hide behind that wall and make sure Chester stepped forward. Baited and trapped. Beautifully done.
Yeah, Gesty will do more of the same, picking up his kill on the right-hand side as well. We're seeing a switch here, too. Gesty going in very aggressive with the hypercharge. Obviously knew he was going to be close to it, and Angel Boy just about picks that one up as well. Kello still the flight with 4 gems over his head. So that turnaround would win the game, but Chester comes in and just, I don't know if he was trying to break the grass or try and get some damage in, but neither really worked.
Put them at a huge disadvantage. Kello, instead of using it for safety, just has to get aggressive with the super. Jetpacks over. Gesty swiping, cleans up. Kello in a world of hurt, jumps away, but the gadget through the wall will seal his fate, nail in the coffin. And even if Gesty goes down, oh, and he doesn't! Even more impressive. He can play bodyguard a little longer. Angel Boy full vision of this map for his teammates now, too. Is a better fight out of CMM, but Fut look fearless. 2-0 lead in our semifinal #1.
Yeah, to me, that's a game that they maybe should have ran away with after that first one. They looked so far in control. No real turnarounds, and they were winning the lanes for the side of CMM, but Fut Esports just persevering, coming back through, waiting for that moment, and that they did perfectly well.
Just been a solid showing. Really no wavering today. Little blemish on that scorecard in the opening match, but overall, I haven't had a moment today where I felt like Fut Esports are going to lose this match. Ooh, I don't know about Fut Esports. That is not a thought that's entered my mind one time, the viewers at home. And finally, we're starting to see Gesty get a little comfortable here. He's played Mortis a couple times now, in both times he's been a huge instigator. Not to say that Fut Esports overall haven't done their jobs. Nob doing a great job of also not dropping the gems, playing that mid-roll well. Angel Boy, supers when needed most. I think this is just a trio that's doing really well. Angel Boy, just a long-tenured player, bringing that experience to this team.
I really feel like CMM is severely underestimating Mortis at the moment. In Shooting Star, they didn't really have an answer for him. Mortis was the first pick, but we didn't have any tank counter really on the left-hand side, anything to stop Gesty on that brawler. And now in this one, Mortis was still left open. They decided to go with Ellie instead, and it clearly did not work out. Gesty with whopping 14 kills. He was always in the lane of his opponents, just hiding, so Janet couldn't really pick up any of those gems. Talking about Janet though, I do want to highlight Kello for a second here. He's the newest player in that roster. They usually always play with Zero, and he seems to fit quite in. His reaction time on that Janet a couple of times, that saved CMM that game they actually won.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think they were, like, Fut were getting quite annoyed time after time, especially in that first game, that second game. Eventually they managed to get the turnaround, but he was just getting away every single time. A jump's evading a Mortis and a Tara super. His flight's getting him away from, situations where he'd just be dead and all the gems would be on the floor. So really nice play from him, and as you say, a new player seems to be gelling well, and the same can be said for the other side as well. Fut Esports just seem to be so dominant in EMEA this year.
Okay, now I want CMM to please wake up, because I want to see some more Brawl Stars. We didn't have any 3-0s so far. My prayers have been heard. I want CMM to win a set at least. So let's see if the draft is going to be going their way already. The third pick here with Otis. So we have Pierce on the left-hand side. It's a super good brawler on a map like Penguin Pond. Very open, Kenny. And Pierce is going to do so well into the squishy spike. It really seems like Fut Esports is scared of any tanks from the left-hand side. There are 2 tank counters in their hands already.
I think this is a tough spot for CMM to be in, because now they know we have to ban Mortis. Can't do it anymore. So they learned from their past couple sets. They listened to your guys' kind of critiques of what's going down, and me alongside it. I mean, it's definitely a problem in set number 2. And so you have to go Pierce, because Mina and Ems would have been the other 2 selections. As a result, though, Fut are kind of in a comfortable 2-3 turn. Spike somebody that slides through cracks. Now we have Otis, who can be flexible in the mid as well. So you got a lot of great options open for this 6th pick.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to be quite, scared themselves of something aggressive, I think, because Fut Esports have taken 2 good tank counters, and they've kind of left quite a few open that can still be played as well, assassins, tanks, whatever. Carl, listen, I love the brawler. Has it showed up much? Not really. And I think it's got to be the perfect moment for it really to work, and I don't know if this is it.
I think Mo or maybe Crow would be my answer here in this one. You want to make sure that the Carl can't really use the super, so Mo would be my last pick here. Let's see what Fut Esports do. Obviously, they're the pros. They probably know better. They have Mina banned out. Also one of those brawlers I love to see in a map like this one. It's all about mid control here. And in mid, you have a lot of bushes, so why not Ellie? Actually, yeah, I still like Mo better, but Ellie's fine, Kenny.
I like Allie in the sense that now you have a brawler that's going to be able to excel on those lanes. And CMM do an interesting thing here. They're going Meeple and Pierce. Both of those traditionally run the middle of the map. One of them is going to be forced to the side. And Allie, no matter how you spin it, as long as Fut do their job, should be able to win that lane.
Well, they kind of had a lot of the tank counters taken away from them and then have a tanky kind of assassin playing against them. They played it in the last one, so she'd clearly know how to deal with it, but I don't know if their composition's really going to allow that. So Fut Esports just 1 away now from taking this one and going to the grand finals. Angelboy trying to make this work on the alley, but taking some heavy fire early on.
Pierce can be working that right-hand side. They're kind of sharing the role a little bit. A little more wide open map. Angelboy working the grass to his advantage, leaping from spot to spot. Skello has to play full defense. Angelboy, a tough situation, trying to do his best to escape, but there's shots coming from all angles. He just seemed destined to fail there.
Well, the trade in that situation, I'd actually say it's pretty decent.
Yeah, no,
fair,
sure.
But little box on the right-hand side with the Mansions and Meeple keeping Guesty in there, but doesn't really matter. I don't think it'd have gone much further up anyway. Angelboy coming back now on Pierce, a good job through the mid-left. Guesty super down, and Dekai will burn, I think, from that, especially with that curveball hitting. A super play there by Kello. I don't think he really got too much back from that, to be honest.
Angelboy still applying a lot of pressure. I think that's going to be the issue. Pierce has to be pretty perfect, and of course Angelboy can jump in the air to dodge those shots. The one benefit for Pierce in those close interactions is he can rapidly fire if he just keeps picking up his own ammo, but Guesty just putting too much down. The hypercharge will cover the entire goal, and so it's easy for him to just slide one through.
Yeah, really nice play there from Guesty. Meeple's Mansion will have him picked up inside it again. Pierce super actually doesn't really do too much. Dekai on the left-hand side, hit by the Fat Splatter, not doing a good job of kind of fending for himself. He's been put in 2v1 situations a lot, and I'm not sure if Angelboy can stop this. The passes are there, but I feel like it could have been a bit swifter. Dekai assumed he was going to dash towards him and tried the shot, but didn't pay off in the end.
Yeah, just not the right read, and as a result, Fut Esports grabbed this ball. Carl nowhere to be seen, so the life plant definitely safe for now. Wasted shots as Rimika's doing his best. Dekai now has to deal with this. Pops a hypercharge just to get a stop, but the stun goes through. A little bit of a miss. A-okay. Guesty with plenty of space to operate, and Fut Esports on match point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of a blunder, but it was fine in the end, I think, so. Fut Esports still okay, dominate. I think even if they missed that and didn't get a goal, they were probably fine, to be honest. Like, even if they came back and had to retry for another one, I think they were firmly in control of that match, but I think they will be again. As we go to the match point here in Brawl Ball. Angelboy already in their faces going super aggressive, but a good clip from Carl. And a little swap of lanes from him seems to be working a bit better.
Incendiary covers the right-hand side as Splatter disappears on the left. Pierce with a win. That's a big one. Now they've trapped Guesty in the middle. He's just using the grass to hide, trying to get a little prediction play. It's a narrow space to work with. Light Plant will provide for now, though. Little growth in space. As Angelboy looks to expand on the right-hand side, it's a pass over. Pierce has to be careful, but Fut Esports know better. With Dekai respawning, they're just going to wait, hold the position in the mid.
Angelboy just evading these shots there, trying not to feed Pierce. Too many ammos to drop down. He'll get the kill, but I'm sure he'll be traded out here. Might be able to jump over. Actually goes towards the goal to survive a little longer. But he gets sent back to spawn regardless. Dekai on the right-hand side, trying to free up some room, but Guesty and Nob will just 2v1 him, and that's a pretty easy matchup for the two of them.
Great placement there from Guesty. He can still hold control of the ball while taking shots. Needs to be careful though, as now that super is going to make contact. Heals from the life plant though. Really intelligent play. Right-hand side, as Dekai has to work his way through that goal. He's trying to inch his way closer to the ball. Both sides not moving an inch. Angelboy now looks to get aggressive. Blue though, still moving up the middle of the map.
Seemingly in a good spot for a 2v3, but Rebecca Gonna have Angel Boy coming from behind here, and we'll get the kill. Dakai trying to go alone, goes for the shot, might find it, just stops on the line. Nightmare for Dakai, and that would have been an incredible play if it had gone through.
Would have been nasty work, but now it's Nob working his way up the left hand in. Light Plant goes down for protection, and Remika sees the writing on the wall. Just tragic stuff for the blue side.
Yeah, that was quite the turnaround. Well, I thought that was going to roll in, and then it ends up going down the other side. I've judged there now as well from multiple brawlers. Guesty playing it down the right-hand side, and I think this is it for the side of FA CMM as Fut Esports take it in a swift and dominant 3-0.
The Guesty hype train has not left the station. Keep rolling. And there's one message that Angel Boy has shared over the past 2 weeks. Goodness, how many times has he tweeted about this?
A lot.
Buy the Fut bundle. Support your esports teams. All right, you win a semifinal. I think you're in a little promo there.
Buy the Fut bundle is all I can say to that, honestly. Yeah, just looking at the scrim stats, Fut did look like the most promising one from all of EMEA with a whopping 70% win rate. Compare that to CMM's 36. It's still super nice that they're even standing in the semi-finals. Fut Esports did make it a clean 3-0 sweep, but honestly, that just makes you think, Trev. Versus SK Gaming, it was a hard-fought battle, but CMM did come out on top.
I don't know where to rank, SK Gaming, where to rank SK Gaming amongst my tier list now, to be honest with you, because that was as dominant as it can be. I think. I don't think a professional match can really go more one